Ever wondered why some companies soar while others flop, even with maybe similar stuff to sell? Well, it's all about their variations in and the effectiveness of their business model. Think of a business model like a recipe, a mix of right ingredients, and you get a very tasty business in your hands. Today, we will break down these businesses that create value and execute strategies and efficiently use business models and operating models. By the end of this session, you will understand the concept of and the importance of business models, identify and analyze different types of business models, both common and emerging, apply insights from these models to drive innovation and competitive advantage within your own organizations that you want to apply. Welcome to Agna Academy. I am Girish Hebbani. Let us start with what is a business model. A business model is a blueprint that outlines how a company creates, delivers, and captures value. It answers some fundamental questions such as who are our customers? What value do we provide to them? How do we deliver that value? How do we generate revenue or capture value in return? So in essence, a business model is the company's game plan and a strategic foundation of how a company operates and sustains itself financially. It's not just about what a company sells, but how it structures its operations to thrive in a competitive market. So why are business models important? They provide clarity on how an organization functions and competes in the business world. They enable companies to adapt to changing market conditions, customer preferences, or technological advancements. Understanding business models empowers leaders to innovate and maintain a competitive edge. So let us learn some more. So let's understand business model a little bit more. So here's the reality. Business models can make or break a company. They are why some businesses thrive while others are just scraping by. Today, we are digging into how they help you adapt, innovate, and stay ahead of the pack. To do this, you have to do the following. You create value, you deliver value, and you capture value better than your competitors. When you are able to do this better than your competitors, you have a successful and a thriving business. Let us use a plain and simple example to understand the elements of the business model. Let us take a lemonade shop business as a model. Imagine you start a lemonade stand. Your business model is very simple. You create value by making tasty lemonade. You deliver value by setting up a stand on a hot day where thirsty people pass by. You capture value by or make money by charging about $1 per cup. So if you run out of lemons, forget to tell people about your stand, or price is too high, your business won't work. That's why understanding and developing the right business model is important. The same applies to all businesses as well as you personally if you want to build a personal brand. So let us find out some more. This is the business model framework and is used to design the best business model for your business. Usually, you evaluate the various types of models or options first and then get into the detail of the business design using the business model canvas. Here are some common business models. Okay, let's start with the business models that we may have seen in action, stuff that powers the brands that you love. So we will unpack a few of these today. So product-based is Apple selling iPhones. Service-based is McKinsey providing consulting. Subscription-based is Netflix or Spotify. Platform is Uber or Airbnb. And D2C or direct to customer is Tesla selling cars online. Hybrid is someone like Amazon who got e-commerce plus services and subscription. So let's dive deeper into each of these models. The product-based model. In simple terms, you make it and then you sell it. So this one's simple. Build something awesome and then sell it. Apple's all about this. iPhones, Macs, you name it. It's straightforward, but you've got to keep the products fresh. So these companies focus on designing, producing, and selling physical or maybe even digital products. The key emphasis is on the product design and development, manufacturing, and distribution. The advantages of this model are that tangible offerings create clear customer value. There's a potential for high profit margins with premium products. The challenges are that high initial investment in R&D and in production. There is vulnerability to supply chain disruptions. So they need innovation to keep products fresh in their customers' minds. The next is a service-based model. Put simply, they are selling smarts, not stuff. Now, this is more about expertise. Think of a consulting firm like McKinsey. They are selling solutions, not gadgets. It's great if it's a small practice, but scaling it without dropping the ball is very tricky. So these companies provide professional or personalized services rather than tangible goods. They rely on expertise, customization, and client relationships. The advantages are that there is low physical inventory costs and high scalability with skilled personnel. The challenges, however, are dependence on human capital and expertise. The difficulty in maintaining consistent quality across client or geographies. So their need of innovation is to keep services and the clients engaged with them over a longer period of time. The subscription model. Simple motto is keep them customers coming back. Like Netflix, they've got you hooked and paying every month because they keep delivering value. It's a cash machine, but they've got to keep you hooked, watching their programs. So here customers pay a recurring fee for a continuous access to a product or a service. The focus is on customer retention and therefore predictable revenue streams. The advantages are that it's stable, predictable cash flow and strong customer loyalty when value is maintained. The challenges are there is high churn risk if content or service quality declines. This requires constant innovation to justify recurring fees. So they need to keep innovating and improving to keep their people hooked onto their products and services. The platform model. So simply is to connect the dots. So Uber is a classic example. They don't own the car, they just link drivers and riders. The more people join, the better it gets. That's the network magic. This model facilitates transactions or interactions between two or more parties. Examples, buyers and sellers. So it relies on network effects. Value increases as more users join. The advantages are the scalability without owning any physical assets. There's strong comparative moat with large user bases, but once you create them. The challenges are balancing the needs of multiple user groups and regulatory hurdles in some industries or in some countries. So their need is to innovate to keep growing their network so they can keep building their competitive moat. So how about the direct to consumer or D2C model? Simply, it is just straight to your customer. Tesla says, forget dealerships, I will deliver the car myself, and they're owning the customer experience, but it's very heavy lift to make it work. This model is where companies sell directly to customers, bypassing intermediaries like retailers. They want control over branding, customer experience, and data. So Tesla sells vehicles online, avoiding dealerships. So the advantages are that higher profit margins by eliminating middlemen. Direct customer relationships enhances loyalty. The challenges are that requires robust logistics and marketing capabilities, and there's usually a lot of resistance from established distribution channels. So they need innovation to keep their supply chain and their ability to deliver the product and service it later on time based on the customer's needs and wants. Lastly is the hybrid model. Simply, it's a little bit of everything that we've already talked about. So They've got e-commerce, cloud subscriptions. So it's a buffet of models, keeps them strong, but it's a lot to juggle in one organization. This model combines elements of multiple business models to diversify revenue streams. It provides flexibility to adapt to market changes and customer needs. So some advantages are that multiple revenue sources reduces the risk. It appeals to a diverse customer segment. And it's got a few challenges as well. Complexity in managing multiple operations. And there is potential dilution of focus in one area. So their need is innovation to keep the model evolving over a period of time so they keep meeting their customers' needs. A business model needs a framework. As they say, a great business model without a strong operating model is just an idea. And a great operating model without a solid business model is wasted effort. So when we combine the right strategy, the business model, with the right execution, the operating model, we create undeniable success. So you will learn how to use the business model canvas in another session. So what if the way you've always done business isn't the way you should keep doing it? So let's talk about shaking things up very smartly though. So business model innovation is rethinking how you win in the marketplace. So why does this matter? Business models aren't set in stone. Markets change, customer needs shift, and technology keeps racing ahead. So if you're not rethinking how your organization operates, your risk of getting left behind increases. There are various ways of driving business model innovation. And a few ways are pivoting is shift to a new model. Example, Netflix moved from DVD rentals to streaming. Combining models, blend elements for uniqueness, say Amazon's hybrid approach to their way of doing business. Targeting new segments, apply a model to underserved markets. Example, D2C products. Or another example, Microsoft and Adobe transitioned from selling software licenses one time to a subscription model. So they changed their business model or innovated in that particular area. So let us quickly differentiate between the business and the operating models as they are different. A business model is how a business creates, delivers, and captures value, while an operating model is how a business actually operates to execute the business model. Understanding this difference brings clarity. In simple language, one is the plan and the other is the execution of the plan. So here are some tips and secrets as you look at business models. Business model innovation is all about rethinking how your organization creates, delivers, and captures value. We've already talked about that. It's not just about making a better product. It is about changing the game entirely. So why is it a big deal? Because it unlocks new revenue streams. It gives you an edge over competitors, and it keeps you adaptable in a fast-moving world. So how to identify opportunities for business model innovation? So here's a clear, maybe a practical process to find where innovation can happen within your organization. So you map your current model. So what to do is use the business model canvas to break down your current setup. So answer these questions. Who are our customers? What value do we offer them? How do we make money? And what are our key costs? Why? Because you can't change what you do not understand. This shows for you what's working and what's ready for a rethink. So then you scan the external horizon. So what do? So you look outside your walls and trends. So what's shifting in your industry? Is it new technology like AI? Changing customer habits like environment or sustainability focus? Competitors. So what are they doing differently? Can you borrow or leapfrog their ideas? Customers. So you ask them directly as to what do they love? What frustrates them? And why is this important? This is your radar. It spots gaps and opportunities you might miss otherwise. So how to apply business model innovation? Once you've got ideas, here's how to turn them into reality. So you brainstorm new approaches. So you get creative, Could you switch from one-time sales to a subscription model, cut out middlemen and go direct to customer, or partner with an unexpected player that gives you an advantage? So fresh ideas shakes up the status quo. So you don't judge yet. Spark creativity and just brainstorm. So you test small and then learn fast. So what to do? Run small experiments. Launch a mini version of your idea through a pilot. Track what works and you get feedback and what works and what doesn't. So tweak based on the real results as you see. So testing limits risk and you try and dip your toe first. So get your team on board. So you rely on people. So explain why why you're the change that you're doing and involve them in shaping the future. So celebrate some wins and keep momentum going. So if your team isn't aligned, even the best idea will ultimately flop. So the best practice to make it work is how to innovate like this. So you encourage wild ideas. So let your team experiment. Even if some fail, it's okay. Failure is a great teacher. So use data, don't guess. Track metrics to guide decisions. Numbers keep you honest. And break down silos. Get everybody working together because innovation requires everyone's input. So stay customer centric. So here are some examples of innovations to the previous business models. So first one is the gig economy model. So it leverages freelance or contract workers to provide services. So it allows flexibility for workers and companies, often enabled by digital platforms. For example, Upwork connects businesses with freelancers for projects. The same is also applicable for Fiverr and Etsy. The impact is that disrupts traditional employment by prioritizing flexibility over stability. Circular economy models. It focuses on reusing, recycling, or repurposing materials to minimize waste. It is sustainability driven and tied to environmental goals. Example, Patagonia repairs and resells used clothing. IKEA and Adidas and have programs that recycles components in their processes. So on-demand models it provides immediate access to products or services based on user requests. So it applied for speed and convenience and often tech-enabled. Example, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart delivers food or groceries on demand as and when you require it. So I'm sure you will also be part of the innovation in the future business models when you learn how to carry out business model innovation. So here are some final thoughts as we wrap up this session. The most successful businesses don't just have great ideas. They have great models that evolve over time. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a corporate leader, or a student, understanding these concepts gives you the power to shape the future of any business. So in summary, business models are the backbone of how companies create and capture value. From product-based to on-demand models, each offers unique advantages and challenges. Applying these insights enables innovation, differentiation, and a lasting competitive edge. So please let me know in the comments which model do you find most applicable or used in your industry. And here's a call to action. Now take a moment to analyze your or any other company's business model. What would you change or improve? Let's start building the future, one model at a time. That's it for today. Until next time, remember, don't just play the game, change the rules. Hooroo for now.